Hi, and welcome to the McTaggart Attack Podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart. Thank you so much for downloading the podcast today. If you could please subscribe, rate, and review, and share the podcast wherever you listen to it, I would really appreciate it. Happy Friday! Unless you're not listening to this on Friday, then if it's not Saturday or Sunday, then I apologize for saying Happy Friday. Because, if you think about it, Saturday, Sunday are the two better days than Friday. Or is Sunday really a better day than Friday? Because then you have Monday the next day. Saturday's the only better day than Friday, I think. Pretty sure that Saturday is the only better day than Friday. Anyway, in today's episode, I want to talk about sports. Sort of. I said sports. Are you still there? I don't know how sports goes over with the audience of the McTaggart Attack Podcast, but it's not really about sports as much, I'll have to say. Because, it kind of boggles my mind with how since mid-March, when the quarantine, lockdown, whatever you want to call it, for yourself, fine. Whenever all that shit happened in mid-March, about, with the coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic, palooza-thon thing that we're currently going through in this episode of the podcast. And if you're listening to this and the pandemic is already over, then that's proof that the pandemic will end. And two, fuck you. Fuck you for having your freedom back. Not your freedom, but fuck you for having everything back open again. Because freedom is a stupid word. If we didn't have our freedom, we'd all be locked in jail or some sort of internment camp or something like that. So it's not really freedom. Anyone who thinks their freedom has been taken away is just a fucking idiot or a Trump supporter or both. Anyway, back to what I was trying to say. It seems to me that once this all happened, it's all started, it all started because of the NBA. Because that one player who, touched all the microphones and then he ended up sick. So they canceled that game and they canceled all the other games. And then all the other sports canceled all of their things. And then all the sports were shut down. So ESPN had nothing to do, which is why they pushed up the Jordan documentary, The Last Dance, which is fucking spectacular. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've watched probably most of it. And it's fantastic to just go through. And I recommend anybody watch it, because I think anybody can watch it and get some sort of redeeming value about it. So that's what they had to do. They had to push that up to April instead of June. So they did that. But really, ESPN has had nothing to talk about. They've talked about uniform changes. NFL uniform changes, which is really fucking stupid, which I talked about in an earlier podcast back in April, I believe. You can check that out wherever you listen to podcasts or wherever you listened to this podcast. But it seemed to me that, once everything shut down, the conversation immediately shifted to, well, when are we reopening? No time soon. As I've talked about before, we can't rush out of this. Sure, we rushed into locking down everything. But We can't rush out of locking down everything because then chaos will ensue. We need to reopen everything slowly and surely. And I talked about that on a podcast episode a couple days ago called The Stupid Plan. But this episode has to deal with more with it seems to me like our priorities are stupid when it comes to this whole virus pandemic. Because it's like, I feel like it appears to me to be that we're more concerned about opening up sports first than everything else. Like, we're testing all of the athletes, all of the professional athletes. They're going to test all the professional athletes, which is great, which is fantastic. There won't be any fans. That'll be good. You know, they'll be safe. Everybody will be safe in a nice, contained, safe area. And, the NBA is going to come back. The NHL is going to come back. Major League Baseball is arguing about money, and I hope it never fucking comes back again because they're just a bunch of greedy motherfuckers. MLS is coming back. I think the National Women's Soccer League is coming back. Didn't know that was a thing. All these sports are coming back, and that is great. But on the other hand, why the fuck should we care? Why is bringing back sports our top priority? Bringing back sports should not be the top priority. Not at all. You know what our top priority should probably be? Finding a cure to the virus. Finding some sort of, injection, some sort of, why can't I think of the word, not injection, but a shot for the, to cure the virus, you have the flu shot, you have the virus shot. We want a flu shot for the virus. But why can't antidote? Is that what it is? We need an antidote for the virus, right? We need to cure the fucking virus first. Curing the virus should be our first priority. Not when does sports reopen. Because I have to tell you what, I do not give a shit about sports coming back. And I think bringing back sports should be the last priority. Seriously. Bringing back sports should be last, if anything. We need to, find a cure, find an antidote, for the virus. Why can't I think of the other fucking word for it? We need to cure the virus. We need to find an antidote for the virus. What is it? An injection, a vaccination. We need to make a vaccination for the virus to cure ourselves of the virus. Except for the anti-vaxxers, they don't need to fucking do it. Vaccination, I think, was the word I was looking for, I think. But yeah, we need to do that. We need to focus on getting rid of the virus first. We need to make sure everybody's safe. Do all this shit. We need to make sure that businesses can reopen that had to close because of the virus. I already know of a couple businesses that are never reopening. But God forbid, we need sports back first. We do not need sports back first. I don't care if sports comes back first. Holy fucking shit. Where the fuck are our priorities when we care more about sports coming back? Oh, we need sports to come back so we can feel normal again and feel comforted by sports. You know when I'll be comforted? When there's a cure for the virus. That's when I'll be comforted. So I do not care that sports is coming back. All right? You can keep having them in empty arenas or whatever. I don't give a shit. All right? Sure, they make you feel good, but you know what else? You know what else will also make you feel good? A cure for the virus will make you feel good. Okay, motherfuckers? That's what we fucking need. Is that instead of sports coming back. Oh man, we're closed down. What should we worry about first? Maybe the virus? Curing the virus? No, fuck that. We need sports back. But we just closed down sports. Why should we worry about reopening sports? Because sports is important. I understand that lots of people have jobs in sports. You know, there's lots of people that work in the arenas and things like that. But I feel like the sports that we're worried about in this aspect are the millionaire athletes who should have just fucking saved their money in case there was a virus pandemic. But no, we're worrying about bringing back sports first and that they all get paid and compensated in some way. Everybody should worry about everybody getting fucking paid and compensated in some way. I don't fucking care about sports. I won't be comforted by sports coming back. I'll feel a charade somewhat if sports comes back before the cure for the virus. I don't even know if I want to get vaccinated for the virus, but that's a topic for another podcast. But still, we need to get rid of the fucking virus first before we think about bringing back sports, for fuck's sake. Where the hell are our priorities? Sports is not the top priority. Bringing back sports should not be the top fucking priority. The top fucking priority should be getting rid of this stupid motherfucking virus. And that's the bottom line. If you smell what the McTaggart Attack Podcast is cooking. Click on the links of the podcast description for a bunch of deals, free stuff, or you can buy merchandise. Once again, happy Friday.